we are playing in the Premier League where you need your goalkeepers more than even building up when it comes to possession. Leagues differ. O check the French League A. Now o check the Spanish La Liga. Now check the Italian Serie A. It differ in terms of how our goalkeeper wasn't a hutimiye ding. So you go push more. You heard the big kakra with Mike Maignan. Important statistics. The scouting report we more ehunya me pa no. One, the goal kicks, the average length of the goal kicks, crosses stopped, defensive actions outside penalty area, and average distance defensive actions, then over the save percentage. It will check here the Mike Maignan on the save percentage, age na 72.1%. Okay, thank you very much. We only say na me pepa until oh hey TV ni so a ubetima hwani mi enu
so yenya two goalkeepers no.
Two goalkeepers.
So Maignan's scouting report on the left and Robert Sanchez scouting report on the right.
So you look at the first one, Mr. Goalkeeper, the first assignment here to save. So the save percentage, you know, Ejina says 72.1% per every single 90 minutes for Mike Maignan. On the opposite side for Robert Sanchez, Ejina 76.4%. Obro Mike Maignan so. But when you look at the percentile, no, Mike Maignan Ejina 60, then Robert Sanchez Ejina 90. Save percentage, Robert Sanchez atake Mike Maignan. Then Yamra save penalty kicks. Penalty kicks from a goalkeeper very important, but when you are playing in the league, penalty kicks the other to be a woman nabakumba. But what check it here? Mike Maignan an average of 33.3% per every single 90 minutes. Percentile region 76. As compared to Robert Sanchez, 20%. Percentile near 56. That means penalty ni be that one see moi. Maignan so obe save no. E was so. But Oba now be a clean sheet percentage because your ball league now expect so goalkeeper na be keep more clean sheet. Clean sheet no original 28.9% per 90 minutes, 64% on that one. Then what about Robert Sanchez 31.3 then 72. But fancy, but be a important to me panini. Yensha the crosses stopped in the Premier League. Ukoshia Newcastle, Ukoshia Brentford. Even with the likes of Tottenham Hotspur, fancy Umber Flado with crosses. Brighton and Hove Albion, a dingra no chin one cross neighbor. Most of these teams have fancy crosses. Antoine Semenyon and call for no Bournemouth. Never crosses stopped by Mike Maignan. In the Premier League, they can even target him. Because check it out, Ejina 6.1% with 52% out. By check it out, Robert Sanchez 12.7%. Percentile is 98. And that's how they were very important when it comes to corner kicks. Because you book one and now keep an end to Famba. Premier League, they will target you. Especially even looking at the way Man City born a corner kicks they say no. Ellen Haaland never be general check kakra. One Piamba no shuva kakra. So you need to be very strong in these particular circumstances. This is where he actually fell short. Then Obed
EPL no, it means that EPL no. Also share Sanchez percentile na crosses stopped no na me dey use you. Let's say EPL no more crosses as seen. Syria no.
Yes.
On the other hand, it's 98 percentile.
Yeah.
Or share Mike Maignan report na a 52.
Yes.
It's almost double of it. I'm sure say be shooty we so percentage na
Premier League.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're 52, we're 98. It's 98 in the man a percentage, no penalty, no 12.7. But we're 52 at that 6.1. Meaning that 98, 52 from my time, you have about 46 or so.
Almost double.
More. I'm sure we're serious man or more crosses we could have gotten to see the best out of Mike Maignan. I know if I'm making sense.
You're right. I've seen the few crosses I have bought in the Serie A, especially when you play against teams like Hellas Verona. Now, Obo Bologna, Mona, they have TikTok strikers. Obo Bologna, they will love to also say Ombabe Pimbon. We share the likes of Inter Money with Money there is also there. But Michel game against Atlanta, Retegi. They know how Charles the Catalan and look mamo. Crosses ne flat the bar. The biggest problem, Panya say, is quite indecisive when to move out and when to stay. Mike, no, what when the DBR, and that's the only team bet you. But Osro kakra, Se me pie kwana we kosie. Se me dem na we kosie. So he wouldn't even attempt. If they told me about them sana bonaba, trusting obi to say Fikayo Tomori. So omo ne be pimbo ne dia yede. E dia free. But fancy, away from that no kra no, share touches. There defensive actions outside the penalty area. If Chelsea decides to go with highlights, and America so a proper ball playing goalkeeper. Because some ball with the highline now, you expect him to come out. Share the defensive actions outside the penalty area. Now Sanchez then Gabin so sa. What did they mention as no? Gabin said and so between the two of them. But maybe on the Bruni Bebreno and the average distance of defensive actions. He's always closer to the action, he's always focused on the action. Meme dear. Chelsea price no what they call into the market no. It is a fair price. Per this. Any scouting report here there you screen this no. It is a fair price. Because goalkeeper now what the neighbor no. Onye exceptionally above your order no. And as our goalkeepers be one chain crana, omunya opportunity better bit is Petrovic. What how many games?
Me George Petrovic amongst the goalkeepers at Chelsea winning in our crown. On the best goalkeeper mami.
Ono kwa what that do say? Yeah. Then there's Philip Jorgensen. Ono so that do say conference league ya na no de be meboa. Chelsea were a lot of goalkeepers and so mu decided say scanner wo pen yentwa mawa. Fancy me new tetia or video analyst. They scout players, they know. There are little things they will look out for.
TV, you see. Yeah, TV no. I just want to say this to Chelsea fans. Mike Oba obet me a break akra. He would have to go through adaptation. And yet to say was started for France or started for AC Milan to buy a papa. He's an upgrade over Sanchez and Jorgensen. He would have to adapt to micro details of the EPL. Ebina yo nana say no. No, him say o me chima Cameroon. My coach my enter final. My chairman yes say I am complete. But the EPL has its own questions for goalkeepers. EPL has its own questions. Kwa mo call La Liga sabe born back or sa call you know. They had already learnt the game with Chelsea. But I feel say Mike would have a certain things to do, especially share the last average distance of defensive action now. Honey statistics in into because we already a numbers but listen, he would have to adapt to certain things within the EPL. Per the Akumiadi actually.
And yes, EPL only the ombesisu. Liga ya boko na bia players too surround. Ya boko na bia players too jina wonche. And it's a lot a physical league. Ya be body aba na defender no wan ko na we akopem corner kick figures in those things. So Chelsea supporters in Nyabo say the new thing catch they should relax. Fancy in terms of the wing transfer market, you buy a discussing goalkeepers and discussing strikers. Now, Bayern Munich are bent on getting a left winger for their team. Omar Brady Bakola. Omar Rafael Leao. Say onoso ball betimi ababebo. And Omar Nico Williams. Omomiensa. Now, that particular left wing role for FC Bayern Munich, no, this was a team I share the R square for so many years. R square near wine, Frank Ribery, and Iron Robin. Now where Iron Robin, the Frank Ribery, the level of quality of Modema Bayern Munich and longevity of Modema Omo. Any results of Modema Omo, Omo coin they thought say Serge Gnabry and then Leroy Sané beat him about be replaced. Fancy one way or the other. Kingsley so count. But one way or the other, you look at Kingsley Coman in the injury situations. Then Leroy Sané, Tamano City or free honor by. Then there's Serge Gnabry who was also with them. Yeah. But what promote Timini or Moje Pane Kingsley Coman and Serge Gnabry. I'm on the board of Donadi or Moje, the Champions League, no Moshe Barcelona by 8 goals to 2. Now, where's our wingers now? Ubetimaka a classify almost said there be. When would I didn't Robin Ribery by my man Abroswana? There be. Amunya Manembro so. But in the market, getting this particular kind of left winger you will want and a profile you want, fancy, it shows us two things. One, they are looking for a winger who is young, who can give them a number of years up front. And me, 1v1 situation is creative enough because Bakola no be about goals or set chances pa. Nico Williams no be about goals. Nico Williams in your winger be 20 goals, 15 goals. There be. Because season Yemo and I Robin and Frank Ribery will be ama 15 goals in all competitions. Nico Williams bet there's only one winger among them on only bet me almost 15 goals plus Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao so one asem so gina say 80 million euros no Bayern Munich betis ka akoto. And now no obia be price obeji ska na free Bayern Munich is because 130 million and 100 million no I want so do kwakofa Florian Wirtz. Edinaba. Fancy adwuma na edinde ma omo. Who to get in? And so wingers na abo mu di no, a few in the system and you need to pick one. But one on the ceiling was wrong. Among Omomi and Sani Nano, they will need Rafael Leao now. But I think if you want the player with the highest ceiling, who can be explosive for them, Nico Williams. Solid.
Omo free Spain and so called Germany.
They bow on us, so near some so obey free one Marco. And also free one more Franco. Eh? Madrid for normal person we near the Takashi defa Zubimendi deal no. But I could have no idea giving away to Mikel Arteta. I knew, sir, there's a certain relationship between Omo free basket and most of the time. Xabi Alonso Friobi said the same thing with Mikel Arteta. But Andrew Beta also knows the market so well and is pushing to get Zubimendi in to make sure say Arsenal a bit more solid in the middle. But Real Madrid no more here Zubimendi and personally I will say yes. They will need such a midfielder, more here such a profile. But are they ready to pay the 60 million release clause? Because already Omu tria 45 million euros for that young kid from River Plate. Away from that, they would love to also sign a left wing back. Alvaro Carreras on Omoko Club World Cup neba. They will want to pay. No matter how far we say Susi stay the naba Vivio. I know they will try and cope with the likes of Kamavinga and for the season. By Zubimendi to Arsenal there. Arsenal for never done not be on my Joma home make a cra. Akranebi or Choma Soka Krebi, but definitely he's going to come and play for Arsenal. But Arsenal and Nimo Honan are still now. Benjamin says could come on the City Echo. Now Benjamin says could come on there. Personal terms has been agreed, but fancy is cannot sell now. Arsenal got 70 million. And I asked the question, say, oh, 70 million euros and 75 million euros that all. Victor Osimhen release clause 75 million euros. Then it's kind of the cover Benjamin says, na Osimhen no the controlling the wages in the nyoma be break taro. But realistically, says ko ni baby Arsenal project na do no. Eh boy bra kakra.
Osimhen mo de na na
what I say?
A deep place ni nya AFCON.
So, but fancy whether the AFCON or not, you need players like Osimhen go AFCON just say December also a key part of the season, which I understand. But league next year, no, you won't tell my Liverpool G League, no. Fancy. Because you see, on the City BMO, City signings now, all you know. Why not do so? But BM Liverpool are not going to say that Liverpool is ready to invest 150 million euros. I want number 10. Fancy, they are not joking. And we strikers no more EP on no more mobile. You be season now. Arsenal attack a better pan. You be season no amount 30 goals and 35 goals. Salah mun ye be Liverpool. Now let Liverpool add another striker or even a number 10 who will give them more goals in attachment to Salah there, and they will make a different level. Minister Osimhen wages no, but I am come on, and then the Real rejected deal. The say he wants to stay in Europe. But there is a big issue. I know people say one question say, "I laugh when they reject your model." Osimhen so unko.
So money about Shesko so.
But deals no more pen no category C. Deals no munya no. Como plan A no como pe Victor Osimhen or pe Bruno Fernandes. When they Kenya the category A coach I watch she. E was Simeone Inzaghi. Someone might ask, is it a failed project for the Saudi football club? I would say no. I will only say the timing and now they will need to upgrade their negotiation skills. First, bra, remember 15 million euros. Bra, remember 20 million euros. Bra, remember 35 million euros. Remember 40 million euros a year. Bebo, you don't call club World Cup. Say, bebo. But now footballers are also looking beyond the money and looking at the project that is there. Se see an baby on project na ba bedu no nyis kankwa because when your players be to say Veiga na obo Ali na waja ho say ba Porto no yenya most players are move free Saudi ho asaba back to Europe, especially when they went there at young ages. Meaning he say wabejis kana wie he's not interested in the project again, he's leaving Saudi. So you need to offer these players beyond money to let them understand the kind of project you want to do. Ebina Ronaldo dey and say for the MCC omo I feel omo na tena se aka do no ya get closer so be extend the man say. It's not all about the Club World Cup. It's not all about the money. It's all about the project you have at hand that you want to do. This is where Obi ani chere. Okay. And it's almost a bit makasa deal no. Na nyoma etimi akoyi ede amomo. But fancy, you look at other transfers, especially when you go back to Chelsea. Meaning say Chelsea ni abre Gittins. Omo di nkomo na si akire pa.
Ono kwa de omo person omo de no Club World Cup.
By Club World Cup, Dortmund for person omo je.
Na ye omo mienu. Yo ye say ndi also.
Omo person omo je omo sika pa. Now higher than better na say Dortmund the moment Gittins be kono Sancho. Omenisa beba no aka Sancho 1 year. And I think it will play a vital role in how Gittins moves. Because omo nim say omo ton Gittins for be a 40 million euros. Sancho deal no 1 year aka on the contract, so they could literally talk him out. Normally Manchester United for Atenase decide and get a better deal for both parties, and they are going to get their results. It's interesting to see how the Club World Cup is churning out with a man for Casa Bibi around the set in terms of topics in any nyoma bebre surrounding Club World Cup, and a man for my enter ticket in Behebo no. Fancy a due to a lot of things. I believe in one thing: the tournament grows on you.
Yeah.
Nations League never so for no be believe it's a waste of time. But as time went on, the tournament grew on people. We say no so no every 4 years. Fancy. It is your bono 1 year where we na emu ya oda obenya bia say test bi ma just a 4 years time. It is a for the coefficiency and the results be their teams now to be based on the 4 year period. What you did in continental competitions and the coefficiency points you were able to accumulate. And no federation now one how good you were and it's obey to me the
they say update in the Chelsea and Mike Maignan deal ne air off.
Air off.
So they do kind of 2 hour presentation. There is no real omobetua says can say omoshe na sesi ya na bed on betwe na January omo ne boy na wi no aba for free.
Chelsea are not in a rush.
No omo dey say wow gingerije.
Chelsea ni rush ni mukura so omo be pro omo akwakoye is a particular deal no. So also omo relax kra no omo take omo time no omo timidi omo deals. But I think Gittins no oye an improved version of Mikhailo Mudryk or who do you obey here time. Noni Madueke ba no so to say. And not be remu Chelsea or no this kind of particular kind of trouble. This is my only problem with this particular Chelsea signings they are doing. Because Noni Madueke ba no fancy. And new man stock and kuta Noni Madueke. I don't think Gittins with the same thing Noni Madueke. First, let's not forget about that PSV and Hovin team. Noni Madueke ne Johan Bakayoko for that particular PSV and Hovin team. Stocks and kuta no deba. But no new man to say. Oba amuso anya de this is Jana Kwame Maneko. Gittins no so say about the same way. Hopefully, maybe he might work one way or the other. But I think Chelsea needed to move an extra step in getting in more experience within the setup. Experience with good value. Not necessarily Chiabroso, but experience with good value a bit me complementing the young squad that they have to make sure some media results. By 30 to 40 million euros there, me sure say Dortmund or more fan chomokra. On be this Canadian go mubutum no maso mutwetwe Victor Gyökeres bufo na
yemra ti cover break na yenya no real quick we na aba be die nkomo no Gyökeres the end there as I say Manchester for ne Arsenal for ne identity and omo masema one e be di nkomo live on the show yeah one fine player Ghana player Black Stars no there ne born no very simple they obe pia bi enchi bia na yene Hafiz Ibrahim ebekasa kabo se bibia yoku
na me adom bibia fight bibia bokopa yes said e o kan nti e be wura mu ntem so na afi ye di nkomo local scene kakra na ayase ya catch us Thomas Tepate bo ni tournament no wo 2 bar straight no so na anopei o mo de nuama hihye so ho am say boys no akwa justify your inclusion eguso a eno ekoso a o mo hwe say o metimi abom modern na wa o mo de bo konkan no o metimi afa na afi onso wetimi akap party project a ono so ye we the second edition ti we wo mo guso mo bo adwuma se de be nuama ebetimi akoyi nti on the 10th ne start no ye be on the 13th na afi wo a onso mode mo be konkan na bibia tima akokama e de ama na pate e de nsem kakra e de ato20 tournament no ana afi wo hwe se e koso na ese boys no so ultimi se omo amia e gina mu ye pa a omo bo anuama e koye na pate e the word of encouragement amo a woman so etimi airbo tournament is a opportunity and what the moment to win opportunity now by your humbo now boni ya on so betimi afaw na fi
I've been to a lot of justifies Feyenoord whatever I've been to a lot. You just don't need to think like you are going to a Feyenoord academy or a justify. You just have to come and play your football, enjoy yourself, and just pray, because maybe you'll be seen, and if you are not seen, you'll be seen the next one. So we'll be watching a lot of all these clips, so sometimes you will not see someone, but when you go back to watch it, you see someone. So just give your all and enjoy.
Player the Mother Black Stars of Ghana wado ene de kakra area to dwado nsem de ema ne de o show no so yento aso na afie ni nkomo na yenkoye ni ma komo for no so e Italian Serie A wo mun so aba Ghana wo mun so be justify your inclusion up and crowd wo mun bo ne bo na komo foi enra anu bedu kotoko international airport a otimi so mun so edu wo mun nuama ba wo mo be hwese nkra na wo mun bo no o metimi aba na afi the age of 7 e kono wo metimi aboa wo munti eye pokuase enano pay ana wo hwe no players wo mudo mba no ho ana je wo makokoduru a wo mo hwese nkra no munim bobo na the age of 7 ho kono wo metimi afom nti pokuase e wo nkra no pay ana wo hwese eja abrofu enso guso wo hwe nkra no mo munim goda ye fa wo mo ye for the defenders we are wo show mo hey da chi bia no ye be sa be video we na omo aye superstars abrofo no de ye ti kroma but ye ni ani omo ba na eja omo anso aba na omo be fako enchekra no aye top player no no so agini di ntie no kakre fro no made ba na fancy ye ka Ghanaian players a omo bobo justify ye for me akroba ko e fe ni se Tofik ni Seidu player de ma Atletico Madrid na onim se coach a ye fe ni Diego Simeone ni team or the club World Cup no wato ne nsade afra kwa we say omre na ombebo on say bo junior side na ibu anu invite no be training senior side na akra no captain Spain under 17 one captain boy Ghana near one Ghana ha
born din kra
yes so for yes we are foreign no na die say obetima bo Black Stars because under 17 the body ma Spain tie hwese mi a coach Otto was here onim pia pa very good player oh fancy say itimi hwe na
feast we giso wakwa boa ba ma bi a club African bi obo wi afo
so yes
nationalizer ma Egypt fo anase bi Morocco fo bi afa no
nti ne ni
abanda ye wi am so na omra
Ghana ni ade
a bia iso bi tetemam
nti system na
onya bia na mo no bi lady
system na intifazi sam enetie ohonom nti we kakra eno so free onom de ba na ye hwe nyim nyame adoma FA Cup no so baso University of Ghana Stadium Legon eno ye weekend ye hwe nim se no be kama 5 p.m. ana baso nti ye hwe se eno so bibia betimi akoyi ohonom amo eden kai bona ba na hwe se the New City a class no on say o hwe Golden Cakes wo mene kotoko ana ewrem na o hwe Golden Cake for no wo mo route a wo mo de be rem to the final clubs wo mo no boy kotoko Royals wo mo bo hye wo mo hye wafa ebo rem ni dambot boy ehye wo mo ehye team friend say House of Oak wo mo na yi wo mo free mo rem be hye Karela esa be hye Atram de Visa and wo mo dia be rem the grand finale kotoko so boy no mo start Future Stars wo mo no mo bo hye wo mo boy ya accelerate for wo mo ji wo mo die ana 11 wise enso je wo mo bo rem through democracy ana wo mo ni brekum Chelsea boy ya say wo mo so do final na coaches ni mienu enso nie obenya Fifi Parker Hansen ono Golden Cake wo mo coach ana fi Abdul Karim Zito de wa bo agibida na mom Fifi de afi ana ono so the best finish kwa near round of 32 that's 2021-2022 ana ono nti edu ye won sem eno no na we no baby ani Gold Stars coronation game no baso nyame adoma Saturday na omene mediama ene de bo ani dance park enya asem to akra ye ba nze obi so na to no nyum na owese the city a omo say 10 cities fancy o matete so F-pa to be oh yes, Tengana the Muda Hot to be a support now so celebration ceremony in the be very nice. Said the way baby any for pebble on the cap no that's who have any be cap on a tray. Timumre now must support it. Then we are my come I know I seven no. Now Zachariah Fuseni so ne do no on say aka say one abrantie he be jew woman de is it kotoko afo mu na report about say ene Zachariah bana wo be kumase no personal terms and I feel or ne kotoko beka on say club ne de Zachariah ne abrantie friend say jew oma ne brekum Chelsea for na wie na aka say Zachariah no ne kotoko be wie ne personal terms Tivanzi was foreign news they be out the transfer ban they say club need to me wie near Tuescano. Now I say we play afina beka personal terms. Now oba no one
Greece come between my Chelsea. The
player no dear.
Be me ba me sign 2 years. Na be bosumi be asade e bosumi nya na wohwe.
Bosumi na wohwe
de. Bosumi be amajusi. Okay.
Tisana aka sam common ne Zachariah ebedina bibia yidin. Tie no and the coach Hamzan so assistant coach at the vision no ono so ebe bana fi wa be adwuma young porcupine wa ba be head na fi nuama etimi aye kamanti eno ewon sem
Zachariah de say I had all the trigger pressure be baso.
Oh yeah, yes.
That means me Moscow.
Oh, ba beja.
Pressure.
Yeah, no dear. Kruma the eye pressure be any ho. But ha no.
But ha me can't salary pressure be ba. Oba untimi de onche ye ne obosu ya katua Newton sa.
You be ye ya. Em do nu fie kra.
Em de mechanical because sign ya che.
Sa pepe.
There is am de mo won hwehwe on
It was something no.
101.3.
Exactly on top pampers that.
There we nim the on top parents so that. Omo friend no man pressure that.
That medron so.
What aduane konkomo 850 DS na watch back 850 abos say. I say do
so we dey na
betre. 850 no.
Over turn 1,500.
So na be about 1,008 every 1 week. Abos say
in term the fancy can utia. Yani in term and this our pressure be boss no. Was so be shit. The fancy fancy. Na it come on. Why?
Okay. Mate. I don't know. Yes.
Na Alaji Grusa neba. Baba. Also mo na ye team na ansa na mo tu kwan e de ko UK. No aba Ghana. Oni award di Monza. Oba any first person a wo hwe ne ye wo. O show ni sisi o hwe TV so.
A large banner outside na
outside UK no.
Scanner bread boys and some money on one team and save
team no. Baba. One acting general manager award
Monza.
Aha, mo monitor show ne de. Omo se me form mo chi ama so ma ba.
Award dey say award ko sign e.
What do you take no? Award me chi award.
I don't know asamala.
Award Monza na okay. A dangerous guy.
Award some we had am sound Pfizer ba because Ken Pfizer there. Onu say Pfizer na
oh, award take
na give Pfizer.
Hwe. I was a sign we ka chiro. No more yana me kon ho tintin na me twefa me boy.
Award the Monza na mo okay.
Wo. Me any have fees enim komai na
award Monza.
Na the do person boni din.
Mini para no. Mini para ya wa pa. Mini para ya wa.
Wo Hafiz Ibrahim. Hafiz na it saying.
Na madam.
Why would kita innocent face o? I don't want short omo. I said the stadium say we nya short omo but season Egyptian season dem we having 4-5
league in the cup games.
It ain't na Zamal for no so then almost day. See en quarterly 4 points.
Almost first one day foreign referees in every match because some matches near a tough and as nyoma wo matches ni models nti say omo use Egyptian referees na be having so omo prefer for foreign referees no normal babedi
sa game na nkomo na ya sha say di no se mo say wo El Guna right to say na mo beti so as nyina e bo agle ni e bo referee di win bar referee but e draw mo nkomo so ase tintina yenkofa foreign referee ma mo clubs ne amofa ne say mo